minutes almost.
Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to bring you another Ocarina of Time GSR tournament match. I'm going to switch over to their game feeds. I think we're still waiting for one runner to ready up. So that's Lake, and I am joined on commentary tonight by Anale and Mikami here. How you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing just fine.
Okay. So
excited to watch. Good race.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thanks for the raid.
That's good.
And we are
Thanks CFG for the raid.
Yes. Still waiting for Lake to ready up before we can start.
Just getting some last minute spirit hover practice in, I'm guessing. Am I loud? I can lower my own volume, I think.
Hold on.
Maybe that's better.
Okay, we're still waiting on one runner to ready up. Because it's not starting until he readies up.
Yeah, so I think he just wants to finish up this.
Oh, yes.
But
and now you're going to see our other runner practicing as well.
He said he wants to practice one thing real quick.
Yes.
hopefully it's real quick.
Man, Lake's gonna be so warmed up.
He says 1 minute.
he's gonna be like, alright fam, I've just done like 2 runs, let's go.
Lake's been warming up for 6 hours.
Yes.
Doing stretches.
With his fingers.
Took a jog. I don't know if that counts as warming up though anymore, and he's probably just completely exhausted.
Okay. It looks like we should be...
I spy a homebrew channel on Lake Sweet. I don't know if that's...
I spy Brawl, I'm disappointed in him.
It's probably for OoT purposes. The Brawl, obviously.
Unless it's like Project Plus or like PM, then
that it's cool.
Like...
Then it's cool.
But, yeah, exactly. Then it's cool.
Oh yeah, looks like we'll be starting about 10 minutes late. Sorry for that.
Vase is doing some... Oh, that is...
Oh, he saw Lake doing some spirit hover practice and wanted to get in on the action. With damage, I see. Ooh.
Yeah, what's he doing here? I mean, it is Vase. It doesn't surprise me that he's going like ham.
Yeah. I think he's the person who is the best at not very useful things. That sounds mean, but he's really good at one bomb super slides and damage ISG. And those things are never really relevant.
Okay.
I mean, they can be in certain
we're
situations, but not normally.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we are... I'm just double checking with them to make sure they're ready. I believe they are. Okay. I'm going to... Pretty sure. Okay. I'm going to start them off. Looks like they're both ready as far as you can see as well, right?
Yes,
okay.
It looks...
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to set them off, so we'll have like a slight delay for the countdown, and I'll talk to you later, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nari. Oh, this will be exciting.
Yeah. It's, I mean, you should probably talk about like the bracket and the seeding that's gone into this, because Valient, this is going to be his first match of the tourney, while Lake is on his second. after beating Frankly
That's-
round 1.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I just realized that like there's been a few people who have been in like they got put into round 2 because of like seeding like straight away.
Yeah, because Valiant, for those unaware, is the 2nd seed, and
I think I
previous long
derped,
time-
and I'm going to have to kick you both out of the room to make the room start. Sorry. Oh,
All right.
never mind. I think we're good. Okay,
All right.
it was just a little slow. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later.
right.
All good, Nori.
All right. So yeah, as we were saying, so Valiant is pretty good at this category and this game in general. He has been the world record holder for a long while, but he isn't anymore due to recent developments. But he's been a powerhouse for sure for the longest time. So it's no surprise coming in as the 2nd seed. While Lake, on the
Yeah,
other hand,
he's-
is a relative newcomer.
But Lake's made like a lot of strides given like how you know how new he is to the game.
Oh, for sure. He's been improving and getting good times really fast. So while
And-
it's probably favored in Valiant's, or it's favored for Valiant, it's definitely not going to be like an easy sweep.
No, absolutely not. Like anything can happen in a race. I think we both know that
Yeah.
from our own experiences now. Like just anything can happen in a race. So, you know, it could just take one big screw up from V, and then Blake might just be able to catch up.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in GSR as well, because there's a lot of choke points like in the run that are crucial to get, and if you don't, then you're gonna start hemorrhaging time save or time loss real fast.
Yeah, I feel like this category is just like that much more brutal with the time losses. It's like you said, one thing just leads to another.
Yeah, it can spiral out of control real fast as well, especially considering turning and race nerves and all that.
Yeah, I don't know what it was like. Discount. Wow. Oh, thanks, Nori, for the gifted sub to me.
What is GSR? GSR stands for Ganondorf Source Requirement. I think there's a command for it.
Ah,
Yes, if you're familiar with what used to be No I Am Wrong Warp around a year ago, it's basically that. Or it is that, I should say. But it's been more defined to be a goal-based category instead of a ban-based one, if that makes sense. Because it was deemed to be more future-proof for when new glitches were found. To instead keep
yeah.
like the goals of the category and the route intact instead of just having to ban new things all the time. Valiant is playing on N64 and Lake is playing on the Wii Virtual Console, which is going to lead to some slight differences. They're going to be doing different methods of force escape, for example, because Lake is going to be getting both sword and shield and doing the going to probably attempt West escape, and then if he fails it, it's going to back up with Pokey. But Valiant, on the other hand, is just going to buy sticks and nuts, skipping the sword and shield entirely. And I don't know if he's going to attempt West escape. He probably will attempt it, but if he doesn't get it, he's just going to go with walking while talking escape.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell. And because they're on different consoles, like, as Nale said, their routes are also going to differ slightly at the beginning. So there's going to be a massive divergence for, like, the first, I'd say, 40 minutes. And then at, like, Spirit Temple, you'll see, like, some convergence in the routes.
Yeah, because N64 also opts for getting bombs before going to Shadow because of Quick Bongo, as you're maybe aware of, is a N64 thing, or a 1.0 thing, I should say.
Yeah.
While VC will get bombs after beating Shadow, so they'll have to do it entirely with bomb twos. So they're going to do
so it'll be really
different methods
interesting.
of boat skips and boss key skips as well.
It's going to be really, really interesting because, like, N64 kind of makes time up because of these like version exclusive glitches, but you know, VC has the advantage of not having as much lag, so it's really hard with this category because I think throughout the years they've kind of just debated which console is faster because you know one's got version exclusive glitches, but one doesn't lag at like goes like 2 frames a second during like craziness. So
yeah, and Valient is going for West Escape. He just bought
he bought 2 sticks.
So hopefully he gets it. Otherwise, it's gonna.
Alright, Lake going for a bridge clip there.
Gets the West. See if he can clip through. Ooh,
See? Ooh,
he
okay.
barely misses it. So yeah, he's just gonna go over to the crawl space and do walking while talking instead.
Then I think that's also going to give Lake, you know, some bit of leeway because he missed bridge clip a couple of times.
Yeah.
So this might even things up a little bit.
Yeah, because normally, like, and 64 has a faster start than VC by a country mile. Because they do a faster bottom of the well as well, due to blank A. And also just skipping sword and shield in general is fast, so.
Yeah, and
Getting,
looks like Lake went for West Escape. He missed it.
Yeah, so Lake getting some time back early game is going to be very useful later on.
Mm. Yeah, it looks like they're like it's hard like that looks like they're pretty much even. Like given all things considered, it's still really close.
Yeah, their like escape times are roughly 15 seconds apart, which is about to be expected. Somewhere around there would be like the expected difference between VC and N64.
I just hope V doesn't get a crash because when I was racing judo, he got that crash like right here.
Oh yeah, I saw it crash like as soon as Link started walking away, but looks like no ocarina crash this time around.
Phew. Phew.
You had to restart that, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's that early. I don't want to like, you know, be like, nah, I'm taking the W because of a crash. No, like I already told people that like even if we crash like 50 minutes in, I'd still be willing to redo it because that's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you know these things can happen. Like you know, it wasn't like judo was like you know bumped his N64 or something. It just happens sometimes.
I'm kind of curious to see if Lake goes for this owl skip here because he did in his previous race. And he's going for it. This is
swags.
Yeah, this is actually faster, but since he wastes time a day, but this is pretty risky to do in a race scenario because he needs to get this West coming up here to enter CAC because he does not have enough time a day to do a backup. So if he does not get his West going into CAC here, it'll be looking pretty rough for our VC'd friend on the right.
I got so worried when he backwalked a bit there. I thought he was going to talk to the owl.
Yeah, it was skimming along the edge there. Valient doing his own slow ESS past the owl. Ooh, like,
well, like
this is going to be tight on time of day.
Mm.
He's not going to have a whole lot to work with leading CAC, but it's doable.
Yeah. So as Nale said, like doing that owl skip there, it does make our time of day a little bit tight. But overall, I think that owl skip there saves like 8 seconds in general.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly big amount. Because why you want to do that is you want to waste some time a day because you want time of day to go as fast as possible if you want to go to Zelda because it needs to turn day again in order to enter the guards. So you want it to become night as fast as possible and then enter castle and then for it to turn daytime again. So anytime you spend outside of text boxes, in this case talking to the owl, Valiant.
Did he miss blank A?
Yeah, he missed blank A. Is he? Did he save?
I think, yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, so
He's gonna.
Valiant was. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do.
He's gonna have to get
I was trying
nuts.
to. Yeah.
That is
what Valiant
really
was trying,
unfortunate.
yeah, yeah. So what he was trying to do there was attempt blank A, which is like an N64 exclusive glitch. It pretty much, I think, as far as I'm aware, it treats you like as if you're in the crawl space, but you're not. So you're able to squeeze past that little tiny gap. Whereas Lake just did the Ocarina dive variant there.
Yeah,
So
that
it
is
looks-
extremely unfortunate for Valiant, actually. But
Yeah,
there
I was-
are backup nuts in bottom of the well. They're not exactly
I
fast
actually
yet,
didn't know that.
but yeah, it's small known fact. There are, in fact, nuts in there. So he's gonna go for here again. Gets it, second try.
Yeah, there we got it. Whew.
So now he has, as Micah said, or Mika said earlier, now he has the crawl space. I don't know what you want to call it, like physics,
Collision
basically,
mechanics,
or
yeah.
collision. Yeah. So you can just clip out that corner there and hop right down into the water that Lake had to do this entire Ocarina Dive bubble hover shenanigans to do. But VC is actually ahead out of bottom of the well, which is no understatement, huge. But
Yeah.
this is GSR. There's plenty of things left in the run that can cost similar, if not more, amount of time.
I'm really worried about. Oh no.
If this owl flies right and loads the bridge, oh no.
That's bad. Yeah, as Nale said, this is bad. Yeah, I don't think Link will make it.
Yeah, Lake loaded the bridge there, so. Because normally what you want to do here is you want to turn your back to the bridge so that it doesn't update its position. So then when you get up here, the chains are still here. But since you missed the owl skip, and unfortunately the owl flew right, the camera panned over to the bridge and loaded it while it was going up for just a second. But that's enough to force Lake to have to wait to daytime.
Yeah, it's a pretty hectic time loss. But yeah, it's really unfortunate because what happened was Lake was trying to skip that owl, but I think he pulled stick late. I normally just type
yeah,
the
I didn't
sign.
quite catch it. It was either late or early, but because what you want to do is you want to overlap the stick pulling animation while you're walking through the owl text trigger there. So I think he pulled stick, but I think he pulled it too early because he had stick in hand. But
Okay, but it looks like it's daytime now for Lake, so he's not as behind as I thought
yeah,
he would
it's
be.
actually only like 40 seconds that you have to wait. Because I think it seems really bad, but considering everything else that's happened, it's comebackable. It's winnable,
Yeah,
as the kids say.
and as Kieran said in chat, it's true. Like when you're going up against someone like as scary as V, you got to go all out sometimes. So like mad respect to Lake for like, you know, going hard.
Yeah, attempting all the fast strats and all that.
All right, so it looks like V's got the damage boost coming up.
Just throwing nuts on sleeping old man for good measure. Yeah, and it's helping to pause buffer the running frame. And here's
Looks like
the
Lake missed-
where time of day also comes back into play, because you want to enter here as soon as possible in the morning. So that's why Lake opted to do the first owl skip there, because you go by time of day. But unfortunately ended up backfiring due to some mishaps, but he should be able to make it before it turns night again.
He's gonna be really careful here though, because of he doesn't want his time of day to run out either. Like, I don't know how. I think he's getting a bit nervous. It's alright, Lake. That's why I always tell runners to, like, if they're doing a race, they should save in bottom of the well in case something like this happens. Because then it's like, okay, if you miss time of day, that was just...
Yeah, just going back to the wall, opting to do the setup again.
It's probably a bit of tawny nerves. Ooh, I'm surprised he keeps slipping off. Is it because he's going too fast?
It could be. Normally, if I do that setup, I don't do the rolls there because I like the on-targeted rolls there that Lake did, because I found it make the position setup a bit inconsistent. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. He should still be able to get one try for guards, and he gets the damage boost.
Phew. All right.
Valient already at Zelda though had pretty alright guards.
Yeah, so the reason we're coming to see Zelda, for anyone who's not familiar with this route, is... Oh, no way.
Like getting caught right at the edge.
He should be fine.
He should be able to get in one or two more if he gets caught, but that's still some unfortunate time loss. But
yeah, so the reason they're both coming to Zelda is because, as Nale said, the category is called Ganondorf Source Requirement. So one of the requirements we need to beat Ganondorf is to use light arrows. Oh, you're kidding. No.
yeah, the guard turned his head as soon as he started side-upping away, and there's nothing really you can do at that point except for go for the frame-perfect side-ups. And if it backfires, then it backfires, but the alternative was just letting him catch you sooner there, so I respect it. But yeah, that guard turned his head really fast. It's hard to see that coming.
So yeah, they're both here to get Zelda's Lullaby, so that they can get magic, and then with magic you're able to use light arrows at the end.
He's going for it. Okay, well.
Whoa. That was a heart attack.
He only needed one frame perfect side up there, but it's still incredibly ballsy to go for that. Having, I mean, I guess he needs to go for it at this point.
Yeah, mad respect to, like, he's just going ham. Yeah, what Nari said, go big or go home, right?
Yeah, especially with a start like this. I can really see Lake wanting to just try to pull out all the stops at this point.
Yeah. Alright, looks like Valient got the letter, and here he'll try... Ooh, never seen... Oh, it's N64, he doesn't have shield.
Yeah, it doesn't have shield, so you do a shield test setup for that cutscene skip, which is you just get hit by the bomb shoe, so you die as soon as you enter the cutscene. And N64 has to do a different setup than VC, because VC can just shield drop in midair and get hit, but N64 has to let the bomb shoe explode while walking, so he sets up there and then he holds right on a specific frame of the bomb shoe ticking down. And they're both gonna be buying shield for to use as adults.
And here's going to be one of the biggest sequence breaks coming up. Door of Time Skip.
Small glitch. Barely
Just
affects the route.
So like, some people ask, like, before, like, how does this trick actually work? From what I can tell, is when they were coding up this area, you could actually see, if you go into see up mode, if you go into Temple of Time yourself, there's actually a small gap between the wall and the door that's blocking the player here. So by doing something called a backward side hop, you actually able to get enough momentum with the proper angle to get past that gap.
Yeah, you basically squeeze in this tiny gap left by the developers, presumably on accident.
I would assume so.
I assume so. Yeah. And then again, since X64 doesn't have sword, they do a different method there. Because what you can do is you can retarget the side of the door frame there on a specific frame, which changes Link's angle and therefore momentum slightly. So you just continuously clip in/out of bounds while slowly shifting to the left. While at the end you're hopefully past the door.
So it looks like Lake's gonna go skip Zelda's Lullaby cutscene now. Nice.
And he gets it.
So that's what Nale was mentioning before, because we've got shield. You can just backflip, pull Chew mid-air, and then as you land, the explosion will push you into the cutscene.
Yeah, it'll push you and kill you at the same frame, so.
And all things considered, though, it's still not that massive big of a difference. Like,
yeah, because both sides had their unfortunate mishaps, I guess is the way to put it. So all things considered, as Mika said, it's not. The gap isn't that big. Like it's in no means insurmountable.
Yeah. So yeah, as Nale said before, the one where Valient the way he had to do door time skip, he had to target the side of the door, and that, like you said, reset his momentum. So instead of going down into oblivion, he just kept bouncing up and down the same spot.
Yep. Well, yeah, just slowly shifting to the left. It looks pretty funny, to be honest.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, VC will just do a well-timed jump slash with the sword to clip into the door, and then you can just walk on and pick up the Master Sword.
Yeah. So let's go get this clip. Nice.
And there you go.
So Lake able to take advantage of having sword as child. And now Lake is adult. Okay, that's good. So one of the bigger blockers in this category for sure. I think both any runners in the chat and Nails and myself have had this experience where you just have some times where you're just stuck in child section for like ages.
Yeah, it can be very rough because a relatively short category like this is very optimized. So you have very high standards for what you want to continue a run. Like you don't want to really continue a run that's like 40 seconds behind, or even like 20 picking up Master Sword. So it's it's often easier to just reset and go again. You can very easily just get stuck in an infinite loop with escaping the forest and bottom of the well and guards, and then you're stuck there.
And it's like a mental thing as well. Like as you do more runs throughout the session, you start to get more tilted at times. So you can progressively get like worse and worse.
But yeah, both made it to adult. I think if they had a choice, they would have preferred to reset though. But they're here now. Nothing to change about it. We just have to see how the dungeons go.
Yeah. So this is where things are going to diverge. So Valient on N64 will go get bombs first, whereas you'll see Lake directly go to Graveyard to get Hookshot and go straight to Shadow Temple.
Yeah, it's after that though. Like they're going to be doing mostly the same thing. Because they still need to complete the same thing. It's just a slight rearranging of the order. So after when they both have gotten Magic, Minuetto Forest, and beaten Shadow Temple and gotten bombs, that's when the routes will converge yet again.
Yeah, and as Nale said, the reason N64 gets bombs first is to take advantage of one trick in Shadow Temple doing bongo.
Yeah, it also has other nice side effects because
Like
getting
boat
bombs
key.
early means you can do boat key skip as well, which is basically a trick that combines boat skip and the boss key skip into one thing. That uses a bomb push clip out of bounds.
It's so much nicer than the way we
Yeah,
normally do boat skip.
it's actually made it so that getting bombs early on VC is also probably faster, but that was recently timed to be faster, and not a lot of VC runners have wanted to suddenly switch out the route that they've practiced a lot coming in to the tourney and all that. I know a
I
few
think Duke
have though.
timed it. Yeah, Duke timed it with at DC hover, and I think it's about 7 seconds slower than the standard route.
Yeah,
But
with
that's
DC hover then.
Yeah.
With that very easy trick. It's only faster with DC hover. Okay, I'm just spreading misinformation live on the internet.
That's all good. Should I switch?
Yeah,
over to
just
MQ?
switch over to
Okay.
Master Quest now during the reset.
Okay, I got to explain this to you guys. So, Blake last night told me, well, last night for me, he said that he had a dream that, during his race with Valiant, he didn't notice he was at Master Quest until he got to DC, and then he was like, "Wait, why am I on Master Quest?"
Yep.
Like he just had a random dream about this race, and he was on MQ, but he didn't notice until DC, and he's like, he didn't even notice during Shadow.
Yeah.
He only noticed.
The
He
things
only
that
noticed in DC.
speedrunners dream about.
It's so funny. When they told me that, I'm like, dude, he must be nervous, thinking about it. He's dreaming about it.
He doesn't even own Master.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. He just hallucinated a disc into his Wii.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like you said, no, the things that runners come up with.
Yeah. Playing the same game over and over again can't have a toll on your mentality, so. You have to get by somehow, right?
Oh, when Lake told me that, oh, it was so funny.
Like, not doing the carcass.
He's probably wants to make sure he
Yeah,
has
just
enough
wanna
choose.
saving choose for Spirit Hour. And it's only, I wanna say 4 or 5 seconds faster. It's not that big of a deal. If you lose a chew somewhere during the child section, this is usually the one you cut out as adult. Because it's really not that big of a deal. It's just slightly faster.
I know that feeling of losing all your chews. It wasn't fun.
Yeah. Also should mention, explosive type or explosive count in this run is very tight. Because you only get 10 bomb chews from the chest. And you need to use those 10 bomb chews as efficiently as possible and to do the required tricks basically. So that's also one nicer thing about N64 getting bombs early, is that they don't have to rely on bomb chews for, well, as we said earlier, clearing Shadow Temple, and they don't have to rely on but they have to rely on a bit of more bomb RNG, cutting bushes and in Shadow and all that, simply because they use more explosives.
Yeah, it does make it really tight. And both of these runners will be trick later on at the beginning of Spirit Temple, and they pretty much need to save one bomb chew for that section.
Yeah, because otherwise it's literally impossible to do. Well, it's not literally impossible. You can do some Gwei target shenanigans, but it's not
So
recommended
jank.
to anyone who wants to enjoy their time.
Yeah, exactly. So, Valiant now getting magic. He'll need that when he uses light arrows.
Only reason.
pretty much the only reason we get Zelda's Lullaby in the first
Yeah,
place.
we only get Zelda's Lullaby. That whole like 4-minute cutscene section, so we can climb the mountain and get this cutscene section to get magic, so that we can shoot 1 arrow right at the end of the game.
1 arrow, exactly. It's all for 1 arrow.
Yep, hopefully 1 arrow.
Yeah, don't remind me. Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
Cannon. Nah, it's all good. I'm joking. Cannon. Bloody dwarf. Why can't we just get bottle in this route? It makes
Just
life
get
so
bottle
much
in.
easier.
Like,
Yeah, because yeah.
hook shot there.
There we go.
Yeah, so Lake just did a hookshot jump on the side of Dampe's hut there. Getting up on the seam, just quickly getting ISG of a Poe to make navigating the seam over to Shadow Temple a lot less scary.
Yeah, I remember Samuel Rano one time mentioned, he's like, "Oh, is it that bad?" I'm like, "Dude, do it without ISG and tell me you do it first try."
I tried for like 20 minutes to do this without ISG today. I got it once. And very slowly.
Alright, so Lake now in Shadow Temple. So the reason that works is because when you do the seam walk, it doesn't actually load the entrance into Shadow Temple. Normally you'd need something like Din's Fire or Fire Arrows to light all the torches outside of Shadow, but because of the way we loaded that area, the door doesn't load, so that's why Lake's able to just side hop in.
Yep. And he's making his way over to Dead Hand to get hover boots. And then, very nicely placed, he's gonna do the infamous boat skip and land right outside of the boss room.
So Valient
Nice
now
dead hand
himself
cycle
is
there.
coming up to... Oh, that was good. So it looks like now Valiant's about to get Minuet, but he's going to do the same thing like he did with Zelda's Lullaby. He'll enter the cutscene as he dies, so he doesn't have to watch it, but he still gets the song.
So hopefully Lake
Case.
saves here. In case of an
Please.
accident. Yeah, he's gonna save.
Phew.
So you do a damageless mega flip here by dropping the bomb shoe and rolling, and then backflipping on the first shielding frame here. And then with this precise angle and precise position, it's gonna clip out of bounds and land right outside of Bongo and make his way over to the boss door, and gonna do a ledge clip while also getting damaged up into the door loading zone by the bomb chew he's gonna send off here. Opting to boss buffer this, which is good. Ooh, that is a late frame, I think.
Let's hope. And
No,
Valiant just
it looks
swagging
fine.
on us with... He's good.
Valiant, yeah,
Valiant's
Valiant
doing
doing
it.
some swag
Yeah,
meanwhile,
it's-
while Lake almost not making it into Bongo, but he made it.
The one bomb backwalk super slide, as he's known for.
Yeah, he is probably the one, or like the best runner at doing that in all OT, honestly. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen anyone be as consistent at one bomb super slides as Valiant.
Yeah.
Has Valiant made any mistakes? A few notable ones early on, but besides that, it's been pretty solid. Yeah, exactly. Like both owners have played perfectly so far. Child section was flawless. Both got West Escape really cleanly,
He
and
just,
both had a very good enter bottom of the world.
Yeah, Lake got like all our skips. It was amazing.
There's a chest actually in bottom of the world in the central room for those uninitiated. If you missed the audio.
Yeah, like Tomato, I didn't know that until you told me, Nolly. I was like, oh, fair.
Oh, you were just like, why is he slashing this skull? Is he giving up?
Yeah.
No, he's just trying
Yeah, I
to
was
get
like,
past it. He was trying to get past it without breaking his stick, because if you hit the front of them, it doesn't actually break your stick, but if you damage them, it would break it, and that would stop him from trying blank A again, because he needs a stick in hand.
Yeah. Alright, so Lake now finishing up Shadow Temple, using ISG there to clip Bongo Bongo.
Not using a metronome to time his crouch stabs, instead opting for the cheater method.
Hey, the safe method.
I didn't say it wasn't safe. Yeah, their Valient is just got hookshot. Now he's gonna make his way over to Shadow Temple and do what Lake just did, but with slightly more bombs.
Oh,
It's
ooh,
a
nice
decent
bomb
bomb luck there. Can enter Shadow with 19 bombs, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Lake is
now-
literally ahead. He has beaten Shadow Temple, and Valiant hasn't even entered it yet. An entire dungeon
But-
ahead.
But here's where you'll get to see N64's advantage in Shadow Temple.
Yeah, Valiant is also... Ooh, that was clean. He's also Valiant is also very good at bow key skip, so... Hopefully we get to see some slick gameplay here.
And now Lake's gonna make his way over to the Donko's Cavern to get bombs.
Yeah, they've just like swapped places here basically. They're just gonna do what the other runner just did. With some slightly varying strats because of ooh, nice camera.
I hate it when the camera does that. wait, where is he? Where is he?
Ooh, the quick
Spin
spin.
slash. Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, he gets it.
Swag.
Valiant styling.
Oh, he's flexing.
Do you think Valiant will opt to safety save? I don't think so actually, because
Nah, no.
he can just use
No,
bombs, more bombs to retry if he needs to.
Oh, really, Count? Only bombs early round.
Gets the
Oh, because
Yeah,
of
'cause you
magic.
get
That
magic.
makes sense. Ah,
Valiant. Looks like he got it.
yeah.
Yeah, so you do a one bomb super slide there, and use the two bombs that he placed to push you through the like little corner there, and then you super slide with hover boots on and jump slash over the door.
Ooh.
Missing the one cycle for quick bonger there, but he gets it.
Nice. Good recovery.
Hey Valiant, I'm
Hey,
not
be
gonna
nice,
comment, but you have to agree that swag strats are important.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like, the more swag strats you do, even if you lose, you've won in my heart.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have an internal counter on. I keep track of who's done the most inverted cams so far. And I mean, Valiant, you're ahead so far. Not by a lot though. You might want to secure that lead.
I always tell people when I watch like races or like FGC stuff, I don't care if the player loses, but if he was like more stylish, he's won to me.
Oh yeah, it's the Oh, Lake getting an unintentionally inverted cam there though. I don't know if we count that.
No, we count that. We take those.
I mean, he couldn't carry that into a backwalk, so it would have been real swag. Also skipping a third of the Donger's Cavern with a well-placed jump.
Alright, so looks like Lake has bombs now. And he's gonna go get magic.
Yeah, and then he also needs to go and get Minuet. So there's a nice 4-5 minute section left for Lake before he can make his way over to Spirit. Meanwhile, Valiant, just as soon as he gets this medallion, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
You tried inverted cam on that bridge. Cam turns kills it. Oh yeah, it's true, it's true. Yeah, now that you say it. I've tried messing around with inverted cam in a lot of places in GSR, and Lake opting for side up side roll strat here, but bonking twice, but third time's the charm.
I actually never seen that. I'm missing the Hess, opting not to go for it again, just to preserve his explosive count.
Yeah, just doing some shield quick draws instead to keep us entertained.
Alright, so now Valient will make his way.
Good hook shot.
So it looks like Valient making his way over to Wasteland now.
Yeah, and this upcoming section here is also, like, even if Valient is ahead at the moment, a lot of this is probably the scariest section of the entire run coming up. Is this part leading up to Twindrova?
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of Hesses that can, if you fail them, it's pretty bad. And there's also the Spirit Hover. That is this big hover you do to skip going through like half of Spirit Temple interior. But it's pretty precise. And yeah, if you fail it, there's not really anything you can do except just accept it and go through the temple normally, which is a pretty big time loss.
Yeah, I think it's like Spirit Hover, I think saves, I think someone told me like 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, if you don't attempt Spirit Hover and just go through the temple normally, that is 2 minutes 20 slower than doing Spirit Hover. So if you fail Spirit Hover after attempting it, like let's say you get like 6 or 7 hovers, or like you fall off the seam or something, then it's closer to like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So failing Spirit Hover is pretty unfortunate.
Valiant opting for the one bomb super slide again. The swag.
Yeah, also getting ISD off it instead of reading the sign, so. Just gonna do a gate clip. So you just buffer to big blue there and use the damage to clip through. It does not like signs.
Yay, he wrecked the sign. Yay, he wrecked the sign.
Lake likes signs though.
I always tell...
He reads
I was gonna say, the run's invalid. the run's invalid if you don't screw up that sign, Kappa.
Well, rip my PB.
Alright, Valiant, go for the Wasteland Hess here. This is actually really scary.
Is he gonna go for full Wasteland? He look. He's going. He's going.
Holy crap.
Yeah, this looks good.
Oh my god.
Just, yeah, retarget there. He got it.
Wow. Beast. Alright, now Count has to do it in his race.
Lake getting the ground jump. Oh.
Oh! I actually haven't seen that before.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, you can. He was too close to the bomb there, so. Your shield doesn't cover the entire hitbox of it. So there again, like he got just slightly too close to it. And it hit him.
Alright, so Valiant gonna do a Gwei, the initial hover with a Gwei. And here comes Spirit Hover. Ooh. Okay. Good so far.
Looking pretty good. I've had pretty good bomb hovers, just this last one, and then is he gonna check for a 2 count? No, he's just gonna. Ooh, that was a quick ESS turn.
Yeah, I remember Count telling me if you have like 6 chews or more, you don't have to check for Gwei. But because I'm always too slow to turn around, I check. I checked anyways because I'm scared. And Valient doing a crazy quick spirit
really, really good.
That was fast.
He just up left walk. Oh, that explains why it was so fast though. But
damn. All right, so now that's gonna be a pretty big margin.
Yeah, that was a really good spirit over, and the fact that he got full wasteland S also. He still has to do the up room super slide BK skip, which only 2 runners opt to go for, Valient and Count.
The beasts.
Which, yeah, beasts. The 2 world record holders, back and forth, almost eating an X-wing, but looks to be all right.
Nice.
And if you fail that boss key skip, like there's a few different ways you can fail it, but the worst thing that can happen is if you get a bad like super slide, you can land in the unloaded big statue room, and the only real thing you can do is try to like weird shot clip out and void to respawn at the top. It's pretty rough dealing with, but hopefully he gets it.
Opting to do tests across the bridge.
Targeting the Waltzler there. And so here Valient is gonna... He dodges the magic jar.
I haven't done this setup. I haven't done this strat forever.
It's really cool when it's done fast. It's hard though. Ooh, he nails it. He one bosses it.
What?
That is really good. That is really, really good.
What a madman. What an absolute madman. Oh my goodness. Like getting the ground clip.
Not quite world record pace. It's just barely 115 pace, but some unfortunate early game, unfortunately, is stopping this from being a really, really sick run. Like not getting the wasteland is opting to walk through the desert.
It's amazing how these runners can have a quote-unquote crap run, but still be on like 115 pace.
I don't get it.
Like I look at these like mirror shield time, like 44, and that was like with screw ups and like vehemently screw ups.
Yeah. Lake's bomb count is a bit scary, but he has 4 bomb chews, so. And he gets the motor cutscene skip. What happened in Child? It's
a lot.
It's complicated.
yeah, it was a lot happened.
Yeah, a lot happened for both runners.
Yeah. Yeah, what Aggie said, everything happened in Child.
Yeah, everything happened. Everything that can possibly happen.
It's legit the reason why the runners are behind their respective PBs is because of Child section.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. He has to do if he can pull the spirit hover off aliens. I think we'll know.
Yeah, it depends on how spirit hover goes. If he gets it, it'll probably be
I'd say
around like 4 or 5 minutes, honestly. But it would be less. It would make up for it late game though, for collapse lag and all that. But looking at close to 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, because Valiant's played that Spirit Temple section like really clean.
Yeah. Valiant doing
There you go.
some Twin Rover swag, which I'm always a
Good
fan
luck.
of.
Good luck, Lake. He's doing his Spirit Hover. Good, okay.
Gets the on target.
Mm-hmm. Turn around.
Ooh, that lever was a bit low, but should be fine.
He's done 2 low ones though.
That was good though. He's gonna go for a Grey Hover for swag. Okay. Yeah,
He's
he needs
low.
to do.
You're right, Nale. His bomb count was like a bit scary there.
Yeah, he's gonna have to jump down and farm bombs, but you can enter the hand up here to the left so that when you die you respawn up here, so you don't have to do the hover again. Which is what
Yeah.
he's gonna have to do.
But props to Lake for getting the Spirit Hover though. Like that's
Yeah.
still scary regardless of how many times you do it.
A few things are as stressful and scary as doing Spirit Hover in a race.
I always tell runners, could you imagine if that Gwake just never respawned?
Oh my god.
Don't get that fairy. Don't get that. Oh, okay.
I mean, he could get it to far more rocks, but stay down here for longer. But
Magic. The sinking magic is like holy if you get it here. Because of the quicksand.
okay, you got one
Oh, he
bomb
got a
now.
drop.
He's gonna opt to throw the
He's
rocks
just-
now in case heart drops on top of it.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Valiant finishing up Spirit. And the one time where you want levers to come and hug you is the one time where they don't want to do it.
I know. I know. It's because of these guys I don't opt to do Spirit Jump in MST. Like, fuck these guys. Like, no way. Alright. Yeah, I think you're right, Nale. I think he's probably like about 4 minutes behind.
I would say a bit more due to
Bit
like
more?
having to farm bombs.
Oh, true, yeah.
'Cause he's gonna end up getting
Like-
Mirror Shield at like mid 51. And Valiant got his 42 minutes, I want to say.
Yeah. Alright, so... Yeah, what counts as true. Like, an equip wouldn't have been that slow, but he probably just didn't want to do it for the equip sake. It's alright, you know what, anything could happen in a race, so we can't...
Yeah,
we
there's
can't
still Forest
discount-
Temple.
We can't
And,
count Lake out just yet.
Yeah, and Forest Temple is sleeper hardest dungeon in the run.
It is,
Southwest fight.
isn't it?
Southwest fights can be really rough. And
It is...
and after that you still have the possibility of getting rock trolled. And something
It's like...
awful happening at Cannon.
Forest Temple is like that nerdy kid that everyone picked on at school, and then he just comes and ends up becoming like, you know, a unit. Like, you know, gym junkie in like university, and then you see him again and he's just like shredded.
Yeah, I speedrun Pokemon,
That's-
what of it?
Like an absolute unit. Like, you don't think about it much, but then when you see him, you're like, oh no, he's gonna kill us. That's Forest Temple. That's how I see Forest Temple.
Yeah, sure. I can't say I really agree, but I mean, all right. I like the visual image you painted here. So. Sure.
So like Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple are like the big brothers that people know are scary. And Forest Temple is like that one. Forest Temple is that one that people just kind of go, oh yeah, what are the first temple of the dungeon? But it's just like, hey fam, don't count me out yet.
Yeah. And
Alright, so like
ISG is a 1-frame trick. And yeah, Lake is doing a different method of BK skip, simply because that one is a lot easier to do fast, I want to say. Because in order for the upper room BK skip that Valiant did, in order for that to be faster, you have to do it almost flawlessly. And you have to do it in 2 pauses or less. But if you're a beast like Valient, and you can do it in 1 pause, then it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
yeah, we saw how fast it was. Alright, so Lake most probably is gonna go for Nibiru cutscene skip.
Thank you, Strids. You keeping track? Ooh.
Goodness, that scared the shit out of me.
He's fine, but a bit sketchy.
Okay, Lake needs to be careful here. Come on, mate.
Yeah, looks like he got it.
Nice.
Feeling a VC crash for Valiant, yeah. Agree. So yes, I think that was the joke, Link. Good measure bonking on the door. Yeah,
So,
that you skip a cutscene there by avoiding and reloading the room to skip Naburu's like death cutscene there. It's a pretty long cutscene. It ends up like the cutscene skip there ends up saving roughly 20 seconds.
But the bad thing about it is, because both runners did Spirit Hover, had they failed that, they would have been put right at the start of Spirit Temple. Then I think it's like a 5-minute time loss if you screw it up. It's pretty tragic. So I'm chicken. I personally don't go for it in runs. I mean,
it's the risk versus reward is not really there. But if you want to save every little thing you can,
yeah, exactly.
You kind of have to.
Exactly.
Valiant entering the ground jump gauntlet here in Forest Temple. Coming up on the impossible jump. Named so because it is incredibly difficult. Borderline impossible.
I always tell, like, a lot of runners used to get confused by it. They get confused by it, and I tell them that they have to roll earlier than they think they do.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like instinct to like try and roll as late as possible, but I think what's not intuitive enough is that like if they roll too late, they don't have any momentum because they're off the block. And looks like doing
RNG manipulation.
He's getting good roper so far though, so
yeah, looking pretty good. As long as Valiant doesn't die to Stalfos here, he has a very solid lead going into Ganis Castle, but these jump slashes will kill him.
That's true. Stalfos JS is do 2 hearts.
He has a clean Stalfos fight though. That went very quick.
Oh, poor Lake. Why can't I have these rovers on PB pace?
Like the backup, if you fail impossible jump, is unfortunately to jump back down and try it all again. It's
it's not fun.
It's unfortunate, but it's really all you can do.
Ooh, Valient golded that.
Yeah.
Gold Forest Temple. Damn.
That was a really good Forest Temple. Good stuff. Throwing a nut. For good measure.
Just why not? Actually, a quick curious question. Who has a faster SOB, Count or V?
Valiant has, because
Okay.
N64 being the cheater console, Kappa.
I like how people call it V cheaters, but it's like, hey, Nintendo officially released it. We can't call it cheating for using a version they gave us. They gave us the version. I'm using it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, Valiant Summer Best is 1:11:30 now, so really good, really fast.
That's very fast. Oh my.
Count got
Nintendo.
1:11 Summer Best, which is the fastest VC Summer Best by far.
Oh yeah, by a massive margin. Alright, so Valiant now entering the Light Arrows cutscene.
Who did the witches say in the last moment when they go into the light? I
I
don't
say
know.
hiatus.
Yeah, or like something about an Angus. I don't know.
An Angus burger. That's what they
Yeah,
want.
probably.
They say, oh, exactly, because they just had the Angus burger flow. They had good meat, so they were Speaking of which, I'm so hungry.
I can eat some magic beans at the moment.
Magic beans, yeah. That guy is munching on them all the time.
Oh my god.
Flo, why?
Really, steak sub 3? You had a steak sub? Is that cannibalism? Does that count?
It counts.
It's pretty weird, champ, man. Cannibalism?
Right, so
weird, champ.
So now Lake's gonna do Forest Temple himself. I'm not sure if he forgot to split at Spirit Temple. He really splits up. Sure, oh yeah, he skipped it.
Yeah, let's see how Forest Temple goes for Lake here. Doing right side climb here.
Yeah, because every time I try the one where, like, I think the glitchless runners do it, where like they do the left side, I always get hit by the walls.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky timing to get down because you can't aim for very long and you need to pull hook shot like as soon as you get the little hop on top of the wall thingy.
That's how.
And you can't walk between any side ops or anything, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
How much time does that save?
I'm gonna refrain from saying a number in case it's wrong. But let's say like 3 seconds. See, there's a comparison video that Danny made. I don't know where it is though.
Valiant said a second. It saves 1.5, but I don't know if I trust that.
It saves a ton of swag points because it's really cool, and that's important.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, Valiant's ahead by like 6 minutes, so I think it saves around 6 minutes.
Just from that one trick.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, exactly. Alpha pose, please.
Oh, doing a quick spin without the magic, because timing it perfectly with a with the cutscene.
Alright, Lakes won this race. That was swag.
Yeah. Missing the pot though. That's.
There's my 6-minute time save. It will come, Tomato. Don't worry.
Oh, left side versus right side, forest tree climb thing.
Oh, Tomato hasn't had his race yet. I just realized. I was about to ask him, has he had his race yet?
No, Tim's facing winner versus Duke in X, I think. Actually, I have the bracket here. I should probably. So if anyone's interested in the bracket for this tourney, there it is in the chat
yeah.
right now.
It's a good tournament. It's pretty stacked. I'm not gonna lie, but
It's very stacked.
it's
I feel terrified
Like-
by everyone. Literally.
No, look around. Like you've got Sundari and TKC going up in each other. Round 2. Like what the hell?
Yeah, insane. Next lesson tonight. There's no scheduled races more for tonight, but tomorrow we have 3 races scheduled. So
Oh, 3. Damn.
yeah, it's me versus Count, and then Gelser versus Orange, and Rosewater versus Trip. So
What time is your race, Nale?
my time is 15:30 Eastern Standard Time. So
Okay.
3:30.
Right.
But yeah, you can't really sleep on anyone in this tourney.
Absolutely not. You can't sleep on anyone. It's a double Elim Amatsu.
The best
So
of
if you
baggage
lose,
just won. Yeah, it's one race. Like, so the winner of this race, Valient or Lake, will go on to face the winner of Rosewater versus Trip. But there's a loser's bracket, so. Oh, I said that wrong. I read the bracket wrong. But there's a loser bracket, so there's a chance for a comeback.
okay, so Valiant just got the trial skip by hovering over the barrier. Oh, I thought Lake was gonna jump slash down to the bottom room for a sec. Scared the crap out of me.
Kind of looked like he was going to.
I was like, oh no, don't. Alright, so nice.
Pretty good Staphos though. And ending up
And
right
speaking
in
of
front of the
Staphos,
chest. Yeah, speaking of
Valiant facing
Staphos.
his own Valiant facing his own set of Stalfos. V takes no prisoners, yeah. No POWs here, Kieran.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean forest. Lake
It
as well,
was.
so.
Yeah, pretty much Amatsu. So let's say the guy from Losers Final, let's say the guy from Losers Bracket makes it all the way to the end, and then he gets the grand finals. He has to then win twice because of a double elimination.
Yeah, because if he beats the one who made it out of winners, or who made it out of winners, that person technically gets knocked into losers bracket into like as well. So if you make it
Yeah.
out of losers bracket, you need to win the finals twice, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, both runners Golden Forest flow. It's pretty nuts. I think they're finally warmed up.
Yeah, this is a warm-up run, so just going to do another one right after this.
It took an hour. Hey, sometimes it happens. We've all had that where like the first 3 hours of like attempts are just like erg. And then just like the 4th hour, just magic. Alright, so V going into Ganondorf fight now, and Lake going into Light Arrow's cutscene. Anything can happen still though. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not discounting
might
what-
sound
yeah,
silly
yeah.
to say that over and over again, but it's true. Like, Valiant could have some accidents with the falling rocks here, because they are RNG,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes really hard to react to them. And there's still the Ganon fight, which does one-shot you.
A lot of anything would need to happen. I mean, I've
It has
seen
happened
it
before
flow.
in this tourney. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of anything has happened before.
Tennis,
You could-
yes, what Champ said is true. Tennis balls. Can I play V in chess and decide the... Yeah, that's like the proviso, like, if anyone gets the grand finals, it's like, not only do you have to win, but you also have to win in a game of chess.
Valiant gonna do charge spin strats.
Playing it safe there.
The one necessary light arrow.
Ooh, missing ISG.
Gets the second try though, so not too bad.
So
Also,
you saw
a
what
small little
Valley?
thing.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
N64 doesn't actually pull bow there because it lags so much pulling bow. So they just stay outside with sword pull.
Ah. And yeah, as you saw Valiant when he shot the light arrow, he looked down and away from Ganondorf. Otherwise, as Nale said, N64's got like so much lag, it would just float at like 2 frames a second.
Yeah, this would be the section where like, oh, so Valiant looks like he's a minute ahead, but actually he's like 2 weeks behind simply because his game will start running at negative FPS.
Next slide, please.
Yeah,
Pretty
N64
much.
lags a lot during the end game, especially during Ganondorf fight and the entire collapse sequence. And the Ganon fight is it's a very nice PowerPoint presentation. I'm sure they put a lot of work into it.
Oh yeah, it's what Nintendo gave to like the world when they were declaring this game. They didn't have to make a PowerPoint presentation. They just had to play that section.
Mhm, mhm.
Like here's a new game that's coming up, fam. Watch this. Little did they know it was actually just the game running. All right, so late getting light arrows now.
See how the rocks treat Mr. Valiant. Thought he was gonna wait for that one, but hopes to just side out
Alright.
past it. Looks like it's gonna pay off.
Mm. He's fine. You gonna go for the super slide here? Yeah.
Yeah. And he has three shots at his one bomb super slide into Ganon.
I wonder if he'll go for it.
Honestly, I think he might.
He gets the kiss. The
Smoochers.
rolling kiss. The rolling smooch.
I mean, Valiant could die to Ganon twice. Maybe 3 times would be necessary, but it's possible.
Hey, I've seen it happen. I've seen people die again, and it's pretty tragic.
It is. It's a real heartbreaker. It is.
And here you'll see the collapse of the tower on N64.
Oh yeah, this a nice scenic view. Loses a nice chunk of time to its VZ counterpart.
And to be honest, like both runners have played really well as the run finally progressed. Like basically from Spirit Temple onwards, I think they both played really well.
Yeah, I think overall both should be very happy with this. Like, because besides like child section, really, there were no like major misses. The one unfortunate thing was Lake missing a few Hesses, so he had to farm bombs.
Yeah,
But
and then he died to when he was trying to do ground jump at Minuet as
oh
well.
yeah, and back walks out
Other
of
than
castle. It's scary. Wanting to go home, but decides against it. Someone needs to save the world. Am I right? Valiant.
V opting for the
Ooh.
Here we go.
And he gets the one bomb super slide. Of course he does.
I don't know if he
Valiant,
put
the
that on
beast.
for show. Don't know if he put that on for show.
Yeah, he
Or
failed the
purposely
2 bomb on
screwed us up.
purpose. Just so he
Yeah,
could
just so he can-
get an excuse to 1 bomb.
He's just like, yeah, all right, time to swag. All right, late getting the trial skip.
targeting the keys for good measure.
Those keys. Yeah. It's all part of the collapse scene RNG manip.
Ooh, almost getting the double hit there.
That would have been pretty swag if he did.
Valient gonna. The reason you super slide into the cutscene there is to because for some reason you get to keep the Master Sword. Because like if your shield's up there, it literally doesn't hit away your sword, even if you see it flying away. The game still registers as you having the sword equipped, so you can just get through the first cycle there really quickly.
Otherwise,
And
it's
then
like 10 hits with like any other item.
Yeah. So getting that super slide is really important. Just gonna finish up the Ganon fight here. It's looking really solid for Valiant, and he gets it.
All right.
Gonna end up being a
That was
low
a-
115 pace or a low 115 run, which is really good for a race. This is
Ridiculous.
the fastest one we've had so far in the entire
Yeah.
tourney.
We got race Reki. We did. I know. 115 a race, yeah, champ. It's nuts. It's not even fair. All right, GG. GG Valiant. All right, but let's watch Lake finish this and see how he goes.
Yeah, it's incredible not for a race. This, yeah, a 115.27 is a really, really fast time.
Regardless, yeah.
Like this run would be it's top 10. Like it would be 9th on the leaderboard.
That's not even fair.
So it's pretty good. Pretty well played by Valiant there. Especially considering the child section there. But he really clutched it out. Like the rest of the run looked really clean.
It's very clean, yeah. Yeah, finished strong. Like these guys have had really good end games. I think, like Valiant, Golden Forest, and Lake said I think he said he either Golden Forest or he was close to. Sorry, yeah, either close to Golden Forest or did Gold Forest.
Yeah. And he has been doing no wrong warp, so they do have the big sword though on Ganondorf, so a little different.
That's true.
But should be
The
used
big,
to fighting Ganondorf.
the big sword. All right, so
Nice crunchy audio there. And yeah, as you can see, this fight doesn't lag at all compared to N64.
that's why we're the V champions on VC. not V cheaters. We're champions.
I mean, in GSR we currently are count sitting with the world record
True.
on VC, so
Very true.
yeah, it still lags, but it goes down. It doesn't go down to like 7 FPS. Maybe 17 at worst. I'm just hoping for
More like V cheaters. All right, Crux got us with the V champions.
It's good. It's here. Let's hope for some nice rocks for Lake here. He did get the Shadow Temple Heart container though, so even if he gets hit once, it's not It's not over, but it wouldn't be ideal because you really want to go for the initial position setup here.
Yeah.
Has one rough rock that he managed to set up away from, and then that one as well. A few rough rocks, but good reactions saved him. Opting to just
What?
float down.
What the?
Yeah, you can do that. You don't have to jump slash.
Huh. The more I learn.
Ooh, yeah, opting not to go for a second try, so he has 2 attempts for the Ganon super slide.
Yeah. I guess it makes sense. Always doing the
Doing
setup for
a-
the kiss.
Oh, I don't think I did that. No
Zelda
kiss for Lake.
Denied
No
Lake the
smooches.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Smooches Z.
Lake is bad for 30. Tried to set up the kiss
Wow.
and failed. Unforgivable.
I just imagine if Crux was like T.O. He just removes him.
Crux's TO would just spontaneously ban anyone who he doesn't agree with.
He'd be like, oh wait, someone set up a kiss? Alright, remove. You get an email the next morning.
God,
What?
stick?
DQ? What did I...
Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like I get an email the next morning and it's like, you've been disqualified. I'm like, what? What did I do?
No one has gone under the table, leaving Link's house. I do agree with that though. That is a justified ban. We are over the table dealers. No sneaky, shady shenanigans here.
Mate, I thought everyone always goes over the table.
You'd think so. You'd think so. There's a few notable people who goes under the table.
People got under the table? Mate, that's... No. Okay.
There's a very big name, notorious moderator of the OoT community that goes under the table.
Can we really trust people who deal under the table, though?
Yeah, that's why we need a new mod vote. We need to have yearly mod elections so that we can vote Danny B out of office.
It's just like reason he deal under the table. Like legit the only reason. Damn. Nails putting Danny on blast here. We were trying to, like, you know, not allude to anyone, and you're just like, screw it, I'm going in.
I'm just revealing the name. It's the end of the race. I'm getting hyped up. I need to get out my energy somehow. Let's hope for a sick Ganon fight by Lake here.
Yeah, I think you should be fine. And as you can see, oh my goodness.
I will say, Lake has the tendency to have some spooky Ganon fights, but he's no stranger to them, so I think he should be well equipped to handle them.
And as you can see on VC, this section isn't nearly as laggy as it is on N64. So now, like, going into second phase. He does, Crocs. He has the most spooky Ganons.
Going for the jump slash as well. He has good angles for it, so. Oh, doesn't? Roll under there. And that's it there, and he gets it.
Good job, Lake, for clutching up the race.
GG's for Lake.
He played really well towards the end.
Yeah, I feel like
considered.
should be happy with his performance. unfortunately, Valient has had a god run of himself. So
Yeah. Whew. 1:44.
so
Still, very
GG.
solid time.
A solid time for a race, considering everything that happened. And I think both runners will be joining us for an interview.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey,
Lake?
Hi.
what's up?
How do you feel about your run?
It was better than the last one. Somehow.
Yeah. I mean, your child section was worse, but everything else went pretty smoothly, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
early
adult
games-
section was okay.
Yeah.
Aside from running out of bombs for Spirit Hover. That was the only
Yeah.
bad thing in adult. But I mean, couldn't really do much in the end anyways. Valiant was 20 seconds off my summer best.
Yeah. Yeah. Valient had a pretty good run, so
Yeah.
it's
Surprised you got a 115 with that child section. That was pretty good.
yeah.
GG to him.
So, like, how are you feeling, like, just out of curiosity? Because, like, I know the tawny nerds get to all of us, so were you just thinking to yourself, alright, just gotta keep it together, or
I feel
were you
fine.
just
I
trying to
mean,
block it all out?
I think going forward, I'm not going to do that L skip anymore, the Kokiri one. I do it very consistently in runs, but my hand, for some reason, for that specific trick, my hand does not stay steady.
Well, it is a pretty long slash ESS you have to hold it for.
Yeah,
So I think it's
Yeah.
that. And then you're also going so slow as well, so you're kind of like antsy, like, come on, just let me get past, please.
I feel like I had to do it for this
Yeah.
race, but
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
think I'll do it moving forward.
Understandable wanting to like get out all the time save you can. It's just unfortunate how it ended up because, as you said, like you can do it very consistently, so it's not unreasonable going for it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't feel bad
Yeah, it
about
was-
this race.
Yeah, you got to go for whatever time save you can, really, when you're the underdog.
It's all good. I'm happy with the old section. Went okay.
Yeah.
I have to check that forest, actually.
Yeah,
I
the
might have
force
gold to that forest.
was really clean. Yeah,
That
you're
impossible jump
gonna-
was really fast.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're gonna face Mr. Honky
Yeah, dude.
now.
I
And Valiant
Fight my
goes,
way through the losers bracket.
and Valiant goes on to face the winner between Tomato and the winner of Juke and X. So
Hyped for those.
I think Valiant has joined the Discord call.
Has he?
Don't think he's allowed to speak on the server though.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Just watching the nice OT credits.
OT credits are beautiful.
They are very relaxing and very. It's the best feeling after a PB, or just a finished run in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was commentary?
It was a lot of fun. Like, you get, like, as soon as you said, should I switch to MQ, I told everyone the story.
Oh yeah, like speedrunning dreams.
I'm still so confused as to how my brain decided to dream that.
Oh, as soon as you said it, I'm like, okay, that's like Lake's signal to like tell the strangest story that he told me.
It's a must tell for this one. It's a sin to not let everybody know about that one.
Did you want
Too
to tell
funny.
all of those who came later like what it was? Because we had
Oh, sure.
like, a few.
Yeah, last night I had a dream. I was racing Valiant and I got DQ'd because I was accidentally playing on Master Quest. And then I woke up in a sweat.
And I think I remember you telling me the best part of it was you didn't realize until DC. And
Yeah, I didn't realize until
Shadow.
DC apparently, not Shadow, where like I should have realized.
Oh,
In OoT
man.
Runner.
My dream didn't go through Shadow though. I went to DC and it was a really weird version of DC. There was like volcanoes everywhere. I don't know. It was weird, dude. Dreams are whack. Definitely not the actual
Yeah,
MQ DC.
Hello.
Yo,
hi.
Valiant.
Hey, V.
Yeah, GG on the race, dude.
Yeah, GG Valiant.
I was kind of panicking bottom of the well, and I remembered there was that chest.
Dude, I've never seen that chest ever.
Neither have I.
Not a lot of people.
VC players, but even N64 players, I don't think most of them.
Just
No,
getting
no.
past the spider was hard enough.
Yeah. So Vika was just like, "Oh, why is he hitting the spider?"
I saw it on the
Just
stream and I was like,
it.
what is Valiant doing? Is he like trying to void out or die or something?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were doing. Hitting the spider.
Yeah, the first of the failed blank A. I pretty much get that like second or third try all the time now, so I make sure and practice that.
Kieran.
So, V, how are you feeling like going into the rest of the run after like a bit of a shaky child section where you just didn't keep it together?
After the child section, I felt all right about it. I was so glad to be out. So glad to not fail damage boost and potentially lose like a ton of time. But I was pretty happy with the late game stuff.
Yeah, like your entire adult
Yeah.
section looked really clean from our perspective as well. It was really only the child section that seemed like it had any issues, honestly.
Yeah. This little dumb attempts at swag that worked out.
I respect it.
saw it.
I appreciate it.
I'll get that ball go quick spin one day.
So, like, who's your next opponent? Do you know?
Honky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's honky.
And
Then,
V has a bit of a wait.
Yeah, we have to first wait who's the winner between Duke and X on Sunday, and then the winner of that round will face off against Tim, and then the winner of Tim and their winner will face Valiant.
Got rid of the clog in the system.
Yeah, we have a few races in the weekend, so.
Next one is yours, Ally, right? Yours
Oh
and
yeah,
Count's?
mine versus Count.
Pog.
You're doing that
That's
anyway.
pretty pog.
Pause champs in the chat for Ally.
Oh
Count.
my god,
I'm hyped.
can't take hype. Yeah, it's
Alright,
gonna
well,
be another one where
I'm gonna head
one
off.
other is unfortunately an underdog, but
Are you gonna head off like you Valiant? Alright, no worries, man.
Yeah, but thanks for the race, thanks for the restream and the commentary stuff. Much appreciated.
thanks for organizing
Oh, good
this and
thing.
putting this all together.
Yeah,
Probably
thanks.
be some fun to okay, I'm head off.
Alright, Valiant.
So,
See you again.
everybody. You dude.
Alright, that was our TO and second seed, Valiant.
Yeah, I don't think unless we have anything else we want to say, I think that's it for us, though.
Yeah.
Okay, GG's to both Valiant and Lake. It was a great race tonight. Also, thank you very much to my commentators, Nale and Mikami Hero. Always appreciated. And I'm just going to briefly go over the races that are coming up this weekend. So three tomorrow. Nale versus hold on, Count LG at 3:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, followed by 5 o'clock. And that's a round 2 match. Round 1, Jelster versus Orange. And then the last one of the night is at 9 p.m. Eastern. Round 2, Rosewater versus Trip AU. And on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, we have round 1 match of Juke versus X will mark the place. So it is going to be a very hype week. Yes, it's going to be a very hype, very busy weekend for OoT GSR. And I guess thanks again to my commentators. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we hope to see you soon. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Thanks.
Have a good night. Thanks for watching.